Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Tabby's True Crime Corner. This is the 6th episode. Yeah, so it is the 30th of October, so it's Halloween. One night till Halloween. Halloween is actually celebrated tomorrow. And I know it's not celebrated that much in South Africa. It's not a thing. We don't go trick-or-treating. We don't do the whole 9 yards of Halloween. But I truly I truly enjoy Halloween and the dress up, the scary movies, the horror movies. I'm not a huge fan of horror movies, but I do watch them, just not alone. But anyway, so today's video is the Candyman. Yeah, not the Candyman. Okay, he is the Candyman. They nicknamed him the Candyman, or the man who killed Halloween. So this is going to take place in Texas. It's a Houston, Texas case. It's a true crime case, and it's scary, and it's just crazy. So we're gonna be talking about Ronald Clark O'Brien. Right, so I'm supposed to actually do my makeup. I don't know, I'm so used to just not speaking, and yeah, I mean, not doing I haven't done my makeup and speaking with you guys in such a long time that it's just I'm just speaking now. Anyway, let's get back into it. And I think I'll tell you guys who I am at the end of the video, like my costume. So back to the case, to the story. Ronald O'Brien and Diane O'Brien had 2 kids, Timothy and Elizabeth, and they all lived in Deer Park, Texas. Ronald was an optician at Texas State Optical Hospital. It was the biggest hospital then, and he was also a deacon at the Second Baptist Church. So Ronald was a deacon at the Second Baptist Church, and he also ran the local bus program. So he seemed like he was, that community guy, like he was a nice guy. But, if you watch true crime, it's all these nice guys who are just like, oh. I mean, if you watch Joe is a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy, but exactly. So, on the 31st of October 1974, it's Halloween. The kids are excited, and everybody wants to go trick-or-treating, you see. Oh, and guys, I'm not doing a heavy makeup look because my costume. Okay, let me just tell you guys who I'm going to be. Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family. Yeah, I know, like the girl who always wants to kill her brother. But anyway, my makeup is not gonna be heavy, so it's just gonna be like simple. But anyway, so it's the 31st of October 1974, and everybody's excited. It's Halloween, and Ronald takes his kids with him trick-or-treating, but he doesn't go alone. His neighbor and his 2 children accompany them to go trick-or-treating, but at their neighborhood, because they have like a fancier neighborhood, at like the rich neighborhoods and stuff, because they get better candy than at Ronald's neighborhood. So he's like, okay, let's go trick-or-treating at my neighborhood and see what we get. And they only trick-or-treated in like two streets because it was a rainy night either way. So they get to this house, like this house, the lights are off, and usually when it's Halloween, it's like a signal. When the lights are off, it means that they're not handing out any candy, or they're not participating in the trick-or-treat events of Halloween. So, but then either way, the kids are like, oh, let's just go try, you never know. So they get there, and the kids knock, and the kids are excited, so they get impatient and they just leave. So Ronald's neighbor leaves along with the kids to go to the next house, but Ronald doesn't. He stays behind at that house, the dark house. So later on, he catches up with them with 21-inch pixie sticks. So pixie sticks in America is like a stick, it's a long stick with powdered sugar inside, and it's just like sugar, powdered sugar. But in South Africa, I think I can compare it to those sticks that have just sugar inside, like it's just sugar, but it's a stick. Anyway, so he has he has five of those, and he gives one to Timothy, his son, and the other to Elizabeth, his daughter, and he gives the other two as well to the neighbor's children, because the neighbor also has two children. So in all on the trick-or-treating event, like on the, what can I say, when they went trick-or-treating, there were four kids, to Ronald's kids and the neighbor's kids. So he gave four of them, and then one was left over. So they get home, everybody's excited, they're like, oh, we got some candy, and they hear a knock at the door, and it is a kid with a parent who came to come trick or treat, ask for some candy. Honey, you guys have some candy for me? So Ronald gives the fifth pixie stick that he says he got from that house to this kid, And then after this kid leaves, Timothy is like, Daddy, like, can we have like some candy? I'd really love to have some candy before bed. So Ronald is like to him, yeah, sure, you can have some candy, but you can only have one piece of candy. And you have the rest tomorrow. So Timothy chooses the pixie stick as the candy that he's gonna eat, Elizabeth, nothing is said about Elizabeth. I think Elizabeth chose a different type of candy. I mean, she's smart. Who goes for that sugary stick anyway as a first option of a candy? But we don't blame Timothy. And it's actually later on said that Timothy did not initially choose the pixie stick. Timothy's mother said that Timothy did not choose this pixie stick. Ronald gave it to him and said, okay, you can have this pixie stick. This is the only candy you're going to have for tonight. So Timothy did not choose the pixie stick, and just like the minute that I don't know, I'm laughing, I'm sorry. I just laugh at the wrong moments. When Timothy tasted the pixie stick, he immediately said, this is gross. This is old candy. This is not how candy is supposed to taste, And Timothy asked his dad for some Kool-Aid. So Ronald gave Timothy some Kool-Aid to wash this the pixie stick down, and to get the taste off. And immediately, like seconds after this, after Timothy had the pixie stick, Timothy started complaining of dire stomach pains, like aggressive pains that he felt. And he went to the bathroom and started vomiting, and yeah. So he went to the bathroom and he started vomiting and convulsing. And Ronald says that he ran to the bathroom to go and assist his son, and he got there and Timothy just went limp in his arms, and 911 was called. 911 was called, and he was taken to the hospital. But on the way to the hospital, Timothy actually passed on. Poor old Timothy, like he did not boy just wanted candy, he did not ask for this actually. So obviously back then it was a small town, and the news got out very quickly that little old Timothy died from candy that he got on Halloween. So the natural thing to do for every parent was to panic. So they panicked. The parents panicked. I mean, if I was a parent as well and I heard that somebody in my neighborhood kid just died from candy that he got from Halloween. Obviously, that means my kid probably got that candy as well, you know. So the parents panicked, and they took all the candy that they got and they took it to the police station for it to get examined if um none of it was poisoned as well. So, hey, okay, Wednesday Addams is a bit paler than this, but anyway, this is what I'm gonna do. Um, they take the candy to the police station, and after that, they retrieved four of the other pixie sticks that were handed out to the kids. But the fifth one they didn't find easily because the parents of the fifth kid who got the pixie stick couldn't find it in the candy, and they were panicking. But then the kid was sleeping upstairs, so they were scared that the kid already had the pixie stick, but he didn't. Luckily, when they got upstairs, he had the pixie stick in his hand. It was unopened. Thankfully, sorry, excuse me. Thankfully, it was unopened, and they took that pixie stick to the police as well. So the police discovered that in the pixie stick that Timothy consumed, there was enough cyanide to kill 2 adults in that one pixie stick, and Timothy had all of it, you know. So, yeah, deep, 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 deep. And in the others that they discovered that the others had like 3 to 4 they could kill 3 to 4 adults, the amount of cyanide that was in those pixie sticks. So obviously they did not suspect Ronald as the first suspect. They just asked him, please take us to the house that you got these pixie sticks from. Guess Ronald said, I do not remember. I don't remember the house, you know. And they said, okay, let's walk around the block. Let's go to those 2 streets and go to each house. And so Ronald tells the police that he cannot remember, and they walk around the 2 streets. I mean, it was raining, and you didn't have much area houses to go to in any case. So how do you not remember? How do you not remember getting these pixie sticks and your son just died? It's a thing that you should remember. It's the first, like, it's like instant. It should come back to you like instantly, you know. So yeah, no, Ronald does not remember anything. Ronald does not remember. Yeah, so like Ronald does not remember anything, and after a while, he's like, yeah, no, okay, I remember. It was he took the police to that house, and he says he did not see the man's face, but he knows that it was a man because his arm was hairy, and he just came to the door, took out his hand, and gave the pixie sticks. First of all, if it's Halloween and you go to a house, they only give the candy to kids. They're not gonna give the candy to a grown man. Sir, he did not think the story through in any case, you know. Like, ugh, sir, really, really. But nonetheless, police investigated that the man who lived in that house was Courtney Melvin. Courtney Melvin was an air traffic controller at a local airport, and he only got off from work at 11 p.m. And he only got home at 11 p.m. on Halloween night. So he was not even there when when Ronald claims that he went by the house. Really, Ronald, like, what's happening? What's happening, sir? What's happening? But anyway, ouch. Fuck. So they investigate further, and Courtney has like 200 alibis. He has a strong alibi of what happened. You know, he has a strong alibi, so they remove him as a suspect. And this made Ronald even more of a suspect, you know. Later on, they have, okay, so after this Courtney Melvin incident and Ronald just making up this whole story, police started investigate and started looking into Ronald, and they discovered that he was $100,000 in debt, right? And a year before that, a year before this night, he took out $10,000 life insurance on both his kids. So each child is covered for $10,000. And a few months before Halloween, he went again and covered both his kids for $20,000 each. And then like a few days before Halloween, he went and opened and took another cover again of $20,000. So all in all, like eventually, I don't know how the calculations were made, but each child was covered for $60,000. And now the funny thing is, Diane, Ronald's wife, says she doesn't know about this life insurance cover, and kids aren't covered. Like, why would you cover kids at such a young age, you know? But anyway, let's get the story moving. After they discover this situation, Ronald still maintained his innocence. He's like, I would never do this. I would not do this. I would not do this. But later on, his colleagues said that Ronald was weirdly talking about cyanide and cyanide could kill how much cyanide could kill a person, So they came back to the police and said, this man last year was talking about cyanide too often. And not only that, a chemist friend of Ronald said the same thing, that he kept on asking him about cyanide and how much is needed to kill a person. And not only that, a chemist, a local chemistry at the chemist, I don't know what it is, where they sell chemicals and stuff. He said that he came to the shop and wanted to buy cyanide, but he opted for more cyanide that was legally available, that you can legally sell to someone. So yeah, no, he didn't cover his tracks. He was not smart about it. And so Ronald was not smart at all with this whole situation. He did not think it through. And the day after, the insurance company, so this thing was covered by media, and it was a whole big deal. And the insurance companies that were called by Ronald called the police and said, oh, like after this situation, after the news that really, 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 after this issue, after the call, after the after Timothy's death, and funeral, Ronald called the insurance companies and said, okay, how can I cash out my insurance money? Like, really, Ronald, really? Like, you're not the decency. Like, do you not have any, like, conscious of what you just did? And then the next day, you call the insurance company saying that you want the money. Like, you want to cash out your kids' insurance money. Like, sir, really, really, really? But not only did he say that, he went to, at the funeral, Ronald's sister-in-law says that he was bragging, sort of like bloating to her and saying that, yeah, I'm going to go on such a huge vacation after this funeral. I'm going to use Timothy's insurance money. Idiot. Like, really, really? So he told them that I'm going to go on vacation and I'm going to enjoy my time and I'm going to buy a whole lot of things with this money. But then he still maintained, even during court and trial, he said he did not do this. He maintained his innocence. But he was not smart enough, and he did not cover his tracks. Like, he did not cover up his tracks good enough, and he wasn't smart about this whole situation. And the police also found out that in the past 10 years, he had 21 jobs. Now, it's like levering, you're getting fired and you're always in some shit at work. But 21 jobs in 10 years. Ow. Oh no. And he was on the verge of getting fired at the optical hospital in any case, because they said that he was caught stealing a couple of times. But even through this, Sir was like, I did not do this. You got the wrong person. I did not do this. Does does Wednesday have like pink cheeks? Man, I'm just gonna give her a little bit of blush. So yeah, he said that he's innocent and he was given the death penalty, like the death penalty, like execution. But he was given 4 days first until the 30th. He's on the 8th anniversary of his son's death on 1982, 31st of October. That was the fourth date that was given for his execution. And the judge even said that I will personally drive this person to go get put down, and it didn't happen. The Supreme Court delayed and gave another date so that Sir could like appeal if he wanted to for another trial, because during the trial the jury only took 71 minutes to find him guilty and sentence him to death. And to be honest, 71 minutes for a jury to find you guilty is very short, and that means that he did not have a strong case at all. Like, all the evidence was pointing to him. He did not think about this through at all. But even through this thing, even through his execution, he said that he did not do it. He did not kill his child. And the final words. So outside of the prison, there were 300 people cheering on, saying trick or treat, trick or treat, trick or treat. And the last thing that he said was, I forgive all, and I mean all, who have been involved in my death, and may God bless you, and may God's blessings be yours always. Yeah, you say, it's again. And like I said before, this is the first time in Texas that an inmate has been put to death with lethal injection. They used electrocution at first. It was always electrocution, but now they used lethal injection. And Diane, his wife, moved on, filed for a divorce, and said that she remarried, and the person that she got married to legally adopted Elizabeth, their daughters. So life carried on for them. But yeah, no, killing a kid for life insurance money is pure evil. And if I'm being honest, he got what he deserved. Yes, so Diane moved on with her life, remarried, But if I'm being honest, this is pure evil, and Timothy did not deserve this at all. And it's sick to think that if if the police, to me, it really makes me sick that he could have killed 5 children just for him to get money, and 2 of his own kids. Like, it takes a different type of person to do something so evil. And in my opinion, he got what he deserved. And even though he says that he is not guilty and he did not commit these crimes, like, he did not think this through, and he went about telling everyone that he is looking for cyanide and poison. And like, what is an optician doing with poison? What are you doing with poison, sir? You're not supposed to be using any poison in your field in any case. So what are you doing? Anyway, yeah, so he was named. The media got cover of this, and it was a whole huge thing, and they nicknamed him the Candyman. Yes, the real life Candyman. Like, so it's just a word out there. Be careful of the candy that that your kids get. I remember back when I was in primary school, there was always this thing of like, do not accept candy from strangers, because I remember there was a time where there was a scare that there's this man going around giving candy to kids in order for him to kidnap them. So you have to be really careful. Even though I know that in South Africa, Halloween is not celebrated like that, but Yeah. People could do crazy things, even if like your own father would want to kill you. I mean, first of all, I don't understand how he landed 100,000 in debt, and the wife did not know, did not know about this debt. He did not know. She did not know about this debt that he was in. She did not know about the life insurance that he took out on the kids. She did not know anything. He just made all these decisions by himself. Yeah, no. Anyway, thank you for listening to my true crime story. Come back again if you do like listening to true crime, and you know, please do subscribe. I upload as much as possible on a weekly basis. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to hear more true crime stories. And yeah, I am Wednesday Addams. I don't know if Wednesday had dark lips, but I'm just gonna give her dark lips. But I like this look as well. I'm Wednesday Addams. So I wasn't sure that Wednesday, like the color that Wednesday Addams had, like her lips, were her lips just plain or were they like reddish? But I'm just gonna go with the red because I'm feeling it, you know. And I didn't lie, my lips don't come for me. Then I don't think Wednesday Addams looks this bougie. Okay, no, I don't think Wednesday. I'm just gonna remove it a bit. Her lips don't read like this. Better. So yeah.